I'll just say, no, that was a great win for us. Right now we're hanging our hat on the defensive end, and to hold a team that's averaging 92 points a game to 61, I realize we didn't do everything right down the stretch, and we let them back in the game, but pretty much got a defensive stop when we needed to with 30 seconds, and then made enough free throws. But I just received one stat that said we led 37 and a half minutes of this basketball game. So that tells you, even though we had some rough spots late, we put together a pretty good 40 minutes against a good basketball team to lead that much.
Coach, this type of defensive performance, I guess, from a coaching standpoint, seeing how this team has come together, especially at home. But what this defensive performance, how big is that at this point of the season for your team? You feel?
Well, we're not pretty offensively. Although I thought, we did some, we built that lead, and we did some nice things, got some good shots. I thought a couple free throws we missed and some layups in the last 8 minutes. Could have maybe put it away, but we didn't. But so I thought the offense took a step up. But we're trying to stay consistent with the defense. This is the best we've rebounded tonight. I thought you saw concerted effort, everybody, especially obviously Andrew Kelly, but to get the boards and to get out rebounded by 3, that's a step in the right direction.
23, 11 points off turnovers. Again, is that just defense creating offense, and do you like to get that style of play?
Yeah, and I think sometimes you think teams won't turn it over against the zone, but they do. And we're tall. That's the one thing I haven't been able to play much zone the first 2 years here, but this year we're pretty big, especially across the guard line. We're 6'3", 6'3" out front, and Andrew Kelly on the wing, and so I think that's what has helped our zone be effective to go back and forth. But our man was good tonight too. Our double team in the low post was good all night, and then with 30 seconds to go, we came out of the zone and went man, and to get a win with our man, and they thought we were going to be zone, and they turned it over with a Slocum steal.
How big was that in Slocum steal? The fact that you guys were in the man, they went for the pick and roll to try to get a switch on.
And they were going to run that against the zone they kind of got confused when they saw it was man. But, not letting them get a shot to tie or take the lead was huge on our part with the steal, and I think Joe was able to call timeout. Is that what he did on that play? So.
You guys got a lot of offensive contribution from Sergej, especially not just under the basket, but from the field. Is that something that you guys employ specifically as a strategy, or did it just happen to?
Well, we've been balanced. This is probably Sergej's best game of the year, the 18 points, but we got 5, 6 guys. We don't really have one guy. I know Ronnie Baker is scoring 17, 18 a game, but we're pretty balanced. Obviously Andrew Kelly's been playing good. Ronnie had a tough night, but he still got 12. Slocum played 40 minutes. Our bench can, we're still trying to develop a little bit more off the bench, and went with Renfro the first half, went with Stefovich the second half. I thought Mike's minutes the second half were good. So, we're still trying to develop roles there on the bench.
What was the key to your guys' success in the shot percentage? Because at 39, they're under 40 again. You guys seem to do well, obviously, when you're holding them under 40. What was the key to that?
Well, I thought getting the game in our tempo. We can't. I don't think last game Anchorage, Western Washington, we can go up and down 40 minutes, and try to outshoot them. We kind of learned that in Anchorage a couple weeks ago, and that's what that game was Thursday with Western and Anchorage. It was just up, down, and that's when Western's at their best. And we were able to get them. We wanted to push it when we could, but we wanted to get them in a half court in our tempo, which is a little bit slower, and they really never got much in transition all night, and that's probably why they scored 61, because they got it mostly half court. And the other key was a team like this is to keep them off the free throw line if we could, and the zone helps us from fouling, and they only took 14 shots from the free throw, so a lot went into that, holding them there. But I think transition and just us making it more of a half-court game helped us.
Coach, you mentioned last year when you sat down, which you think is better, this win or last year?
They feel pretty similar. I guess it's like anything. It's kind of showing maybe that wasn't a fluke, that we did it a second time in our building, and they haven't lost the league game. I mean, the 2 league games they lost in this year and last year has only been us. They may lose another one this year, but so that feels good. And they're good. I mean, they're a quality program and defending national champs from 2 years ago. So I don't know. I don't live too much in the past, so Joe, I'd say this one feels pretty good at the moment. So
Just in terms of confidence, and now you're going on the road against Seattle Pacific. Kind of, what's your message to the team prior to getting ready for that game?
well, when I left, guys, we got to play better on the road. We now we've established a pretty good home court so far. Now we've got to play better on the road, and you turn around and play the team that was favored to win the league in SPU. So it doesn't get easier, but now everybody in the league has a loss, and so it's going to be a battle, I think, through the next 8-9 weeks.
Andrew, just talk about how this game, panned out, especially in the second half. 1-point lead, pretty much close throughout. You had a lead, a 14-point advantage, dwindled down, but you guys stayed poised. What was, I guess, the mental focus for you guys, especially in the second half?
Yeah, there was like a stint where we couldn't score, so it was just really big for us to play defense. And when we're not scoring points, then we got to make sure we're not scoring points. So our biggest thing, Coach saying, is make sure we go out there, get stops, continue to rebound, which was huge for us. And we just had to keep playing defense.
Double-double tonight. How does that feel? Just go ahead and fill the stat sheet up with a double-double, rebounding and scoring.
It feels really good. If I'm out there getting double-figure rebounds for my team, it gives a huge chance to win. That means we're getting stops too. So even on the offensive glass, going and crashing and getting offensive boards, this really helps. So it feels good to go out there and get that double-double.
Does this game at this time of the season, like this performance, I guess, do you guys feel like this maybe came at the right time for you guys to play this way against a ranked team now going to the second half?
Yeah, I feel like it's really important, especially because we're going into Seattle Pacific, which they're ranked nationally too. So this is like a huge test to see where we're at, and I think our team did really good, and it's going to help us out in the long run when playing other teams.
Sergej, what's the key? I mean, you guys play excellent defense at home. I'm not saying you don't play well defensively on the road, but what is the key to playing well defensively on the road?
Well, I don't know. We gotta come together as a team, so that's the most important thing. We mixed and matched a lot of stuff today, and our double fist, our zone defense worked really good, as well as man. So I think that's the key. We just gotta stay together, play together. We're getting better and better with our defense. So.
How does switching things up like that keep the other team off balance?
Well, it worked tonight. They're the best scoring team in the league, so I think it's going to be good for us in the future too.